Here we're going to talk about tables of contents. This is, if you follow the directions here, they're pretty simple. This is not the only way to do a table of contents, but this is, to me, by far, in a way, the simplest way to do a table of contents. So this is the document that we have for this assignment. It's largely pre-formatted. All you have to do is assign some headings. So in the way that we're going to insert this table of contents, it uses headings to determine where things go. So we're going to use headings 2 and 3. We're not going to use heading 1. That would be for like chapters and stuff. So going back to those ADA standards, we'll use 2 and 3. We're only going to use 2 levels in this. As you can see, there are 3 headings, 3 different types of headings in this particular style set. Some of the ones that we've used, there are only 2. You could also create a 4th and so on, and use those in your table of contents. So we have this document. It's got these strange page breaks and section breaks in different places. You'll see why we're going to do that once we get through this video. On the next, it'll have a table of contents and then some other stuff after that I'll cover in another video. So let's go ahead and set these headings the way they need to be. And one of the very important things about headings, heading styles, is that you use them in the order that they appear. Like it's hierarchical. So heading 1 comes before 2, which comes before 3. If you use heading 3 for something that should be, because you like the appearance better. I've seen that done quite a bit, and I understand it completely. But rather than doing that, what happens if you do is you'll wind up with when you get your finalized table of contents, you'll have an indented heading that should be ahead of something that's a subheading. And I'll show you what I mean after I build it. So let's go ahead and create these. So I've got, here is the higher level. This is a heading 2. If the instructions tell you to use heading 1, use heading 1, and so on. But I'm going with 2 and 3 because of the guidance that I gave earlier in the semester. So here I'm going to use 3. Here I'm going to use 3. And then here I've got 2. Oops, I don't want that whole thing in there. And 3. And 3. All right, so there are all the headings have been set with the proper style. So now I come back up here to the top, put my cursor here, I go to the References tab, and I go to this drop down right here, and it gives me these different options. I can use the contents, I can use automatic table 2, or I can use manual table. I can go here to more table of contents. There are none online at the moment for me. Or I can do custom, where I can tell it different things about what I want to see, the different levels, and so on. So I'm going to take that back. I'm going to go ahead and make these. The assignment does tell you to use headings 1 and 2 instead of 2 and 3. So I'm going to do it the way the assignment instructs you to. Oh, darn it. Just hit that and that. All right, so now let's go back to the References tab, Table of Contents. I'm just going to use, I like this one. It's one of the simplest, cleanest looking. This uses up to heading 3. So I'm going to click that one, and you can see what it does. It formats everything very nicely in an updatable field. So if I come in here and I make changes, make additions to my document, I come down here farther and I add more, and then I come back up here and update the table, it's going to, I can choose 2 different things. I can update the page numbers only, like if I add more content in between and the page numbers change, I can just update the numbers, or I can update the entire table. Now one of the things that might happen with updating the entire table is you may have come in here and made some changes so it looks a little nicer, a little different. If you update the entire table, it's going to set it back to the way it was. That's not a big deal. You can just go back and make those changes again. So that is a table of contents. Whoops, I don't want to do that. And that's it for now.